Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Be Fucking For Real
podcast.
My name is Elaine.
I'm Bree.
And we are about to keep it all the way real with y'all. Before I came, so I'm going to start off with my Be Fucking For Real moment because
let's start with that first.
Here, I busted my motherfucking ass.
When I say she screamed like she fell on her head. So I was like, I waited a second. I heard her scream. I'm thinking, oh, okay, she's just jumping.
God.
It's raining real hard, like real crazy. I heard her scream, and then she didn't come in for like 5 seconds. I was like, oh my God, she's on the floor.
On the floor, literally contemplating life. What do I do in this moment? So it was, when I pulled up, it was raining super hard. So I text Bree, I'm like, girl, I'm here, but it's pouring. She comes out, she's like, hold on, let me get my umbrella. But I didn't read that text. I wait until the rain kind of slightly slows down. I'm like, you know what, I'm about to book it in here. And
that was the issue.
Yeah, just take 2 hots, I'm gonna be in there, Girl, slipped, literally did the splits, busted my ass. My freaking toes are busted.
Yeah.
I have a toe that like the skin came off.
Yeah.
I have a toenail ripped off.
So we gonna try to get through this. And I literally told her we can just do this another time. I would have cried like a baby. Lay flat out and been like, I'm done. So that shows you the difference between us two.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Let me
get it together.
Yeah. But we're here.
We're here.
That's how much we love y'all, because we're about to get this combo going, right?
We are. Mm-hmm. What episode is this?
So, episode 7, girl.
Okay.
Episode 7. Yeah, because we missed last week. That was on me. I had some things to do. That's another Be Fucking For Real moment, because I got my car hit in the driveway, y'all. In the driveway.
It'd be like that though.
But I'm very happy that it happened in the driveway and not on the street.
Yes. And
it
like
could
not
be
worse.
Exactly.
Thank God.
So
it happens.
Yeah. But yeah, so today I kind of want to touch first on like what's going on like right now. Like
so nothing, like same old thing, work, school, planning vacations after like I can't catch a break. Like, and I can't say no to like not working.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm taking extra shifts, like just so I can have like extra stuff, extra money. I'm going to Vegas in 2 weeks. Okay. After that, where are we going?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Then
Puerto Rico. Yes, I'm ready for a trip, for real.
And I'm going somewhere. Christmas already paid for. I don't know where it is. It's not Puerto Rico, but it's something like that. I can't remember where the hell I'm going. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Another trip. And then I might be planning either a cabin trip.
Oh, yeah.
Or we might travel for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm.
Okay. So a lot of stuff is coming up, you know? But.
Yeah. Pretty much the same thing. I just got a new job, so I'm transitioning to that. And
thank God.
I know.
For delivery.
Exactly. Okay.
Thank God.
But yeah, still same thing. But right now, currently in the media, there's like a submarine that's gone underwater.
And I just haven't really been paying attention.
Yeah, and it's like a bunch of billionaires in there, and everybody's freaking out. It's such a huge thing going on. But my whole thing is, when other things happen like that, when it comes to like bigger issues, to me, I feel like it's a big issue, obviously, because there's lives in that submarine, and we don't know what's happened to it. But it's like there was like a bunch of immigrants who drowned in the water not too long ago. That didn't go viral.
No,
wasn't nobody talking about that, and like just a bunch of other stuff. So I'm like, where are our priorities? America is just so much more focused on the rich and powerful that they forget like the people low. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I hope them the best. I wish them the best, but I think we need to get our priorities straight.
We do. Mm-hmm. Get it together.
Yeah, exactly. But what are we talking about today?
We are talking about, this is episode 7, right? Mm-hmm. Episode 7, we are talking about religion, spirituality, our faith, just the spiritual world, and what that means for you, where you at. So
Yeah.
You can go ahead. You want to start?
You can start.
Okay, so let me first start off by saying that God is always, and whoever you believe in, but God is always working with me, on me. There's always room for improvement. I'm not perfect. I try to get up every morning and read my daily devotionals. It's literally like a just little paragraph that I try to read and that my granny sent me. But I grew up. I'm a Christian. Grew up in a Baptist church, and when I say I did everything, like ushering, choir, like everything, like grew up in the church. Oh yeah, I never knew that. But I just also feel like because it was so, and we weren't like super spiritual. Like my mom, we had a good time, all this stuff. It wasn't God all the time. Like we didn't like press it on anybody. Yeah. But we were in church every Sunday. Okay. Now, did I hate getting up in the morning and going to church? Absolutely. You're the only. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong. But I tried to. When I got to church, I enjoyed it. Thanks, Gal. I tried to go to church and enjoy it as a kid, which I really did. But because I'm so, like, I can be sometimes rebellious, and I just couldn't wait till I got my mama's house, and I'm like, I ain't got to go to church in my own, so I can watch it from home. I can do this, I can, whatever. I can go to this Bible study this week. So, right now, I'm kind of involved in a small, like super small church. It used to be my supervisor. Now he's my pastor. It's really super small. I'm not involved as I should be. I just want to get to a place where God can make me over and be more like him, where he loves everybody regardless of, like I want to be more like him. You know what I'm saying? Like I eventually want to do that. And everybody is at different stages and phases of whatever it is that you look to, whoever you seek. It's just, it's a touchy subject because you can't tell nobody what to do and how to do it and how you should. Just because you're going to church does not mean that this is, you're better than the next person or anything like that. But I'm praying all day, every day. A girl literally last work just told me, "Are you getting on your knees and praying?" Like randomly talking about relationships. Are you getting on your knees and praying? And I'm like, I haven't done that in a while. I was a little embarrassed. But I'm like, what makes you feel like you have to get on your knees and do it? I can sit here. That's why I feel like it's such a, you have to do this, you have to do that. I can be in my bed. I can be in the kitchen and just,
Yeah. I feel like there's no right way to pray. You literally can talk to God in your head. And you can. Praying. Yeah. I feel like there's a bunch of, even writing your prayers down, like talking to God in a notebook. Yeah. I think that's praying, So I don't feel like there's one way. But, everyone has a different, perception of how they see their practices and stuff. Which, I mean, what works for someone could work for you and what works for them could not. So, yeah. It's like that. But I'm similar. I'm actually a preacher's kid. So
what? You never told me this.
I feel like I did.
No, you did not.
My daddy owned churches. He owns churches.
What?
Yeah. So I'm a preacher's kid. So I grew up in that, like,
okay.
Since I was young. So gotcha. I have a different view of church, Christianity, religion, people.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes, a lot of that. Growing up, I felt like my parents were always like the sacrificial lamb. Like they let people walk over them and do whatever, all in the name of like being good people, right? And then I saw a lot of like hypocrites in church, like people who would talk about other people doing something and turn around and do the same thing, and judge you for wearing pants in church, and
that was a big thing
when their husbands can't control their eyes while looking at you. There's so much into it, So I grew up in that. So and I'm a very observant person, so I just would notice just everything, like just pay attention to people. Girl, I fought in church. Girl, I fought grown women in church. Well, not physically fought them, but argued back and forth because they was being disrespectful to my father. As the lead. My dad is the overseer. He owns the church. He's the pastor, and they'd be in the in the congregation talking mess about him, like, oh, he just got a new car, he using the church money, da da da. But my dad had a job aside from being a preacher, and then they would use their own money. My parents would use their own money to pay the rent for the church to keep it going, and those people had no idea what was going on in the church. But they, you know, from what they see exactly what was going on from their view, exactly. So it just gave me a different view of things. Girl, I questioned the Bible a lot.
I need to get into
a lot of things that I read. I read the Bible from front to back just because I was curious. Like, is this stuff really real? You know what I'm saying? And then certain things that would happen would make me like question, like, okay, so then if this is this way, then why is this way? This don't add up to me. So it just made me super curious. I had to read it for myself. So certain things in the Bible I agree with, and certain things I still question. You know what I mean? So I'm not as religious as my lineage before me was, for that simple fact that I kind of challenge the word in a sense. Like, a lot of the stuff in the word I carry with me. Like, it's a script, you know, it's in my head, but some other things I'm kind of like,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I would consider myself more spiritual. I have a relationship with God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I also respect other religions, like,
of course,
Buddhism and Islam and all of those other religions, because I feel like we all are trying to connect to one God.
Yeah, either way.
You know, and it's just a different way of doing it for us, you know. So that's my kind of outlook on religion and all of that stuff. But I feel like regardless of what religion you are, I think faith has one definition.
It does.
Right? It's like believing in the unseen and like just trusting and knowing that things will have a specific outcome, which is going to be for your better than anything that you can see. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like nothing that you can physically see in front of you. You just have to trust and believe that thing exists.
Based off timing as well.
Exactly.
Like, you know, you may be asking for something or praying down and just, you may not get that, but it's all in, like, I don't want to keep saying God's timing, but it's all in whoever you believe in timing, you know, and when it's your time specifically.
Right, exactly. And not only that, but like just the belief of God alone is having faith that entity, that, you know, omnipresent or omnipotent, you know, entity exists without fully knowing what is and what's not, you know. And even like believing in Jesus Christ, like, you know, he comes with many names, Yahweh, all of those names. But like some people feel like, and that's a part of me also that kind of questions things as well, because it's like the white man's religion. Is Jesus a white man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like, was that put upon us as spiritual people? Because a lot of Africans, we were spiritualists. Like, my mom told me stories about how my ancestors used to pray to deities, and you know, we were more so spiritual. Like, we would have an altar, and you know what I'm saying, we would speak to our ancestors and all of that stuff. And then I'm like, okay, so when did the belief of Jesus Christ come about? You know what I mean? But that's just part of having faith. Like, you have the free will to believe in whatever you want to believe in, you know?
That's true.
That doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where I come from with that. I respect everyone's religion, everyone's thought about spirituality. It's just what works for you and what keeps you sane. But I feel like you have to believe in something, though.
Yeah, but you're gonna always be figuring out what's what. You know, like, you're always gonna be like not really questioning, but figuring out, okay, I'm believing in this. No, you know, and there's some good and bad days too, where you like, God, what? But it's literally for the greater good. Like, so many things are just so, it's hard to explain. You know?
What's the time where you felt like your faith was tested the most?
Ooh.
Cause child,
you go ahead. I don't know. I gotta think about it.
Child. I feel like me in general, like my whole life, I've kind of had issues with relationships.
Okay.
with having healthy relationships and all of that. But I now know it was because I didn't have a healthy relationship with myself.
Okay.
And that reflected in my relationship with others, because
people.
it always starts with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so I would always, because I'm a person who I love deep and I love hard, and you know, like I'll put my all into something, and then, you know, if it's not reciprocated, then I'm like, oh, all hell is breaking loose, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes, a lot of times, I would put myself in a mental prison when that person is probably not even feeling that.
Okay.
You know, what I'm thinking that they're feeling, and so I would like be in my room like battling God all the time when it comes to my relationships. Like, what's going on? Why you not? You know. So and I told God at one point, I'm like, if you're real, let this, and I'm gonna bring it back to a man, because you know a lot of the times it is relationship issues or whatever, and I just told him, like, if you're real, fix this. Reveal
this to me. What I need to know.
Fix it for me, like make it better. But the whole time, so I kind of, in that sense, like, I kind of dwindled down on my relationship with God, because he didn't, in that moment, give me what I wanted.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of people question God or whatever whatever they believe in. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we love to rush stuff, and we talk about this. We talk about this weekly. I feel like outside of the podcast about how we're rushing things. Yeah. Slow down. Yeah. Like, some people didn't get their start till they were 30, 40, 50, 60. Like, everybody has their own timing. And you praying or talking to God or going to church does not determine what you're gonna have. No. I just think that some people believe in certain things.
Yeah. But also, like, in my situation, because I'm talking about a relationship. Mm-hmm. So in my situation, it was just me not having faith that God at some point would reveal what I needed to be revealed.
You didn't want him
but
to.
It didn't happen in that moment.
Okay, but did you really want him to reveal, like, whether it was like good or bad? Did you really want him to reveal what you needed to know? Because I feel like sometimes
in that moment, no, I just wanted that person.
Okay,
exactly. I was like ignoring everything else, but it was just that I wanted to win in that moment. Yeah. I wanted to have what I wanted to have.
You weren't being patient.
I wasn't. You know, I wasn't.
She was not having. No,
I wanted that right. No, for real. I wanted that right when I wanted it, and when God didn't reveal it within the time span that I had in my head, I'm like, well then, you not. Are you God? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I hate to say that now, right? Right, exactly. I felt ignored, unheard, all of that. I hate to say that now, but that was literally what I was going through. You know, and I feel like a lot of people go through that, they feel like they have conversations with God, and when what they want to be revealed isn't revealed in that moment that they want, it's like, okay, well then, F it. You know what I mean? But I was tested, I was tried a lot of times with God, and I feel like because I asked for what I asked for, God was going to give it to me. Yeah. Just not within the time that I wanted. And eventually down the line, it happened where he opened my eyes like, this is not what I want for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you got to think, like, is this what God wants for me, or is this what my flesh wants sometimes?
Yep. That is true. That is true.
You know, and in that moment, it's what my flesh wanted, because I was going off of ego. I wanted to win. I wanted to be, you know, in the situation that I was already in because of how it looked on the outside, and you know what I'm saying?
Else saw too.
So God is like, I'm not trying to feed your ego. I'm trying to feed your spirit. Yeah. And in that moment, he had to let me know, like, girl, you're going to sit down, okay? Exactly. You're going to sit the fuck down.
And when I'm ready.
Exactly. when I'm ready, I'm going to do what I'm ready for. You don't know what's working on behind the scenes. So, but, you know, you look back at things like that and you're like, you know what, I'm so very grateful and to God, like, just for being the father that we need. You know what I'm saying? Like, he like, are you hearing me? And sometimes he speaks to us, but we ignoring him. Like,
yes, we will ignore it.
You know?
I think for me, I'm going to go off the same thing as far as relationships. It's crazy when everything's hitting you at once. Like, you know, you may have a friend that's like, whatever. You may have your mom. You may have your boyfriend. And it's just all hitting you at once. And I just remember last year it being like a circle of just everything. Just at one point, it's like, does anybody hear me? Right. Do they hear me at this point? Like, because God, I'm praying and I'm praying all day, every day. I'm not going out no more. I'm working on school. I'm focusing on this. But there's no time limit on what's what. I'm thinking, okay, I'll give it 3 months straight of just doing this. Right. I'm good. So it's just, I understand that part because you be like, do I deserve this? And why everybody tripping in my circle? What's going on? Or is it me?
It feels like everything's falling apart,
yeah,
right?
Everything's falling apart.
But low key, God is like, I need you to focus on me. Focus on what I have for you.
What do they say? Like everything has to go pretty much like bad first before it gets really good. So I truly believe that. I mean, I literally had a hard time, and like I don't think anybody really knew. Like I had a hard time, not last year, or maybe might have been last year. Like I was through with everybody. I was done. Like I was so happy that I lived by myself.
Been there, girl.
I was done with friends. Like I feel like God was, and what's crazy is like around maybe like around July, June, I literally said I didn't get on my knees, but I literally prayed and was like, reveal to me who's supposed to be here, who's for me, who's what. Am I tripping or am I? You're like, I literally am. I'm gonna say 6 months later, people falling.
Okay.
And I'm like,
oh, I love that
stuff is real.
No,
that
stuff
is real.
What the hell?
Girl, like, I was down bad. Like I literally, my friends
stuff,
did not know what I was going through. It was bad. So, like it was horrible. And I feel like once I let everything go that was not for me, different habits, different different friends, relationships. Once I let that go, got a new car, new house, new job. I was just like, and mom said, you need to, and my mom is really big on, you need to do your tithes and offer, make sure like that things keep coming to you, pour into other people, and give to God so he can give back to you. And I'm like, everything was hitting me at once. I had 2 places at one time, and that would be like good for most people, but that was stressful. Yeah. Like paying for a house and apartment at the same time, working 3 jobs, like. When I say nobody, I didn't want to hear from nobody. Yeah. And I honestly didn't want to hear from God at that moment because I'm like, do you hear me or not? Like, you know? Yeah. So I'm happy that I'm able to, and like I said, even the friends that I don't have anymore, I still love them to death, still. But sometimes you have to love people from a distance. Like I said, I want to be more like God, where it's like, I saw some other day where Taradi said you have to love your enemies. You have to be like God. You have to love everybody, no matter what they did to you, no matter how you feel. And I'm actually getting to that point where it's like, I'm so unbothered. Like I don't have no issues. I mean, it is what it is. Like, so I think God is working on me, through me at all times. Yeah, girl. I always ask God to make me over. I always I think that's a song as well. Yes. But I always tell God to make me over. I need you now. I listen to that song all day, every day. And I could just be like on not even that's the thing. We need to stop saying just on Sundays I do this, I do that. Yeah. But on Sundays it's just a routine for me to just worship in my house, and I just turn on the music and I listen to my old school spiritual music, and I'm just going through it. Not even like, and I'm crying out of God, thank you for taking me from here to there. Thank you for getting me to this point. Thank you for revealing what needs, like. Thank you for making me a better person.
And a lot of the reason why you are here now from that point that you were once at is because of your faith in God. Yeah. And that faith of you to let go and release relationships, release jobs and certain things that weren't good for you. That was you having faith that, okay, God got me. He's gonna catch me if I fall, you know? And that's the whole thing about faith, is like taking a leap, trusting that you will be taken care of regardless, and God is gonna put better in your life than you even expected. Yes, and now would you say you're more at peace than what exactly?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I know people will say like, okay, how's this, how's that, or how you feel about that, and I'm literally like, it takes me a minute because I try not to offend people when I'm like talking as far as like religion or spirituality. Yeah. I'm just happy to be where I'm at. Let's just say that. And like I said, nothing's perfect. I mean, we can always improve, but it's such a huge. I'm learning to say no. Let's just say that. Like I know, again, I've mentioned this before, but my mom will always say, "Oh my God, I'm supposed to go to your cousin. I'm supposed to do this, da da da." And I'm like, I'm at peace with just being in my home. Yeah. I feel like this is my sanctuary. Yes. This is me. Yeah. Like this is what I enjoy. So people always ask me, "Man, like you seem like you get out, you do this, you do that," and I'm like, at home is where I feel safe. Yeah. Is where I get the most peace. I know on my way to work, I work in a hospital emergency department. On my way to the hospital, girl, I will blast just old Kurt Franklin just to get my mindset right of what the heck I'm about to deal with. Because you never know. You don't know when you walk in every day what you're going to deal with. So it's not perfect. I do want to get more involved in church. And be able to speak out about like what I experienced and like, you know, like things like that. Yeah. But I still feel like I'm a shy person. So I thank God that my pastor, he checks in on me. Thank God, like every once in a while, say, hey, you okay, you good? But I think it's because it's a small church. I grew up in a big church where I just kind of feel like, oh, it's just so many people around here. I just cannot, like, everybody's like here for an image. And that's exactly how I feel. Like, and now my mom understands, like, okay, this whole time you wouldn't fight me because you didn't want to get up. You didn't want to get up because of the people. Yeah, I didn't want to deal with that. Yeah. I didn't want to, you know, everybody there with their best dress on, everybody pretty much silently competing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what Lotto say, imaginary smoke. It's just like literally, like, that's what I felt like. Like, why are you mad? Yeah. But I love my pastor growing up. I just wish that I would have been closer with my church people, but I don't like a big crowd. I like smaller churches. You can put me in church with 50 people and I'm good. At least we know each other. We know who is who. You know, I think my church held like close to 500 people. Okay. So it's just like that was too much for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
But yeah, we're here. Yeah. We're here. We're working on it, and I feel like all you can honestly do is always ask God to reveal what needs to be revealed. You know.
Yeah, and everybody goes through times where their faith dwindles a little bit, but it's all for the testimony at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. So what's your be fucking for real moment?
Dang, I should always think about these every week. I don't know. I don't really have one again. Our young people are like, so I work in a hospital, and I just feel like I keep getting these situations and cases where people are like, this is so random, where people are like coming in just drunk and going through it, and these are young like kids, 21, 23, really? 19, and I'm like,
and going through it
as in like being found outside or something, like just drunk or left or don't even remember like how they there. And for me, it goes back to I was with my friend, and I'm like, it really makes you question like, at 21 was I acting like this, and who are my friends back then? Would they let me
Your
walk
friends
away?
Just left you like that? That sucks.
And I mean, so I think it's just like, be fucking for real for me when it comes to friendships. Like, I feel like if I go out with you, or if I know you're a friend that's just gonna like go away and walk away, my eyes gonna be on you. I'm gonna be, you know, I might be a little, but yeah, I know that might be off topic, but it's just like,
I mean, that's to be fucking for real. Like,
it makes you think of how far you've come. You know, like I can just think of my days like moving here in Georgia when I used to just be just like that, but not outside. Like where nobody believe me or nothing. But
I really want to be outside this summer. I don't know.
I ain't think about her. I ain't think about her. I'll be outside. And where she be at?
In the house.
Catch me next time.
In the house.
I'm through with her. I'm gonna have me a good time.
No, but this summer, I'm telling you.
Maybe this summer right now.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Listen, let me get into this new job.
No, I got it. I understand. You know what? And all the stuff we've been seeing in Atlanta, though, it's best to stay in the house.
No,
I ain't gonna
lie. Literally.
It's best.
Yeah. But I want to be out, like, you know, new restaurants, meeting new people, like going to like good events though, like probably social events, things like that. Maybe go to the club
I haven't been to the club in a minute.
We should like do like a whole get a booth or something. Yeah, at least one time.
One time a year. Yeah. Look, one time a year.
At least one time.
You gotta be fucking for a moment.
That was
it. Oh, you are right.
I was not trying to forget.
Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of feel like be fucking for real when it comes to. I don't know. I feel like my friendships are evolving. Like I'm just so happy where I'm at. You know, like I'm happy that I can check in with like a few nurses where I work at. We can call and talk. We all work overnight. Like I can call and talk to them.
Yeah.
And it may just be like this. Just may be a season where it's like, okay, you traveling here, so that may not be your friend, or you may not hang out within the next year. But I'm literally enjoying the moment and learning to stop thinking so much in the future. Like, oh my God, this is gonna be my friend. You know, like, so that's where I'm at.
Enjoy the present moment while you. I feel that.
And just trying to date and all that stuff. So I'm chilling, but
you're living life.
Yeah, but it's still sometimes, like I said, be fucking for real.
Yeah,
there's some of the shit you deal with, but yeah, other than that, I can't think of nothing else. That just really hit me though, because I keep dealing with our younger generation just spazzing. Like, you really could be sex trafficked in Atlanta, and you just brought out in downtown Atlanta. Like, your friend just left you. You better be lucky you're here in the hospital. You know, like. So, that was
yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening to our Be Fucking For Real podcast today. We will catch y'all next week.
Love y'all.
Bye.